don't care if you was sniffing spice all night. If you smash that like button. Welcome to Black and Black Times Infinity. I'm your interim host, the oldest ninja in the world. And on my left is Boy Blue.
Sometimes I look back and think, I wonder if Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman ever had a threesome. Just saying.
No comments. On my far left, choking people's out on the ones and twos, and I guess on the threes and fours.
Yeah.
Cronus.
All I gotta say is, if you're working for a corporation, they don't give a fuck about you. They will lay you off in a minute's notice. Mm-hmm. So while recording record profits. So.
Oh yeah.
Don't give too much of your life to those fuckers, and always be on your toes.
Yeah. So we back up in this again.
I have PTSD about stuff like that.
Yeah. So Prodigy, I guess, is inbound. He'll be joining us relatively soon. We back up in this for another week.
You can bring an apology for the Facebook outage. That was getting too close.
So he pulled the plug on.
I had to unplug it to make sure Prodigy got away.
Gave him that getaway time. We got some stats this week.
That we do. First in the chat would be my lovely daughter, Lily. Hi. And
thank you for joining us last week.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it.
Oh, you guys had on the cast last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And listener of the week would be Nathan. Thank you very much for listening.
Is that a new listener?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, right.
How old's your daughter now? She's
21.
Like 24 or something? No.
21. She's a whole ass adult. You know what's weird though? Is that my niece turns 30 this year, actually in a couple of days. So and she's moving to Belize. So
wait, really? She's moving to Belize?
That's unbelievable.
Dead pawn.
No, if you ever been to Belize, you know that's what they say.
I've never been to Belize.
Yeah,
I've heard. I hear it's like an exotic spot, so that's why I'm just like, what?
It's a very interesting.
Is she going for work or?
No, she's just moving. She's like, fuck it, I'm out of here.
Okay.
So Belize is. I went to Belize a few years ago. Actually, more than a few years ago. It was before Riley was born. And
before 4 times.
Yeah. And honestly, it's an interesting spot because there's like a lot of poverty there, but it doesn't feel. But the people don't they're not like downtrodden, so they all seem like a lot of shit happened to them, but they seemed okay. So I've been to some places where like there's poverty everywhere and people look kind of rough, and but there it seemed it seemed okay.
That sounds like Sacramento. So I didn't do an RIP last week because I was late. But I have last week's RIP queued up here. We didn't talk about because he died the day of the podcast. So I was running out of time, and when I had something, I didn't. I like scrubbed it and redid it today. But last week, we didn't talk about our dearly departed Richard Lewis. If you don't know who he was an actor and comedian known for his long-running stand-up career and recurrent role on the hit HBO series Curb Your Enthusiasm. With his stand-up act, he was known for his dark humor and self-depreciation. He starred in the ABC sitcom Anything But Love.
You mean Deprecation?
What's up?
Deprecation?
Oh yeah, Deprecation.
Yeah, I was like he wasn't losing. He wasn't losing value.
No, well, in his mind, he did.
Well, I mean, he died, so he definitely lost like all his value. But
God dang. Anyway,
his memory lives on.
So he was on the ABC sitcom Anything But Love from 1989 to 1992. He played Prince John in the 1993 film Robin Hood Men in Tights. I believe that I think Cronus and Kay's favorite comedy. Is that
it's our favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, both of you though, right?
It's not my favorite. It's up there for me, but it's not my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robin Hood Men in Tights. It's funny because I love that because I didn't know that Patrick Stewart's in it.
Yeah,
he plays the king.
The king.
It's pretty awesome. He also appears.
Pause real quick. Which movie do you think is better, Men in Tights or Princess Bride?
For me, Princess Bride.
I mean, for me, Men in Tights because it's more slapstick. It's more like tongue-in-cheek slapstick. Princess Bride is definitely like a girly romantic comedy.
Princess Bride had the Tony Montana, right? You killed my father.
Tony Montana, Inigo Montoya. Inigo. God damn.
Oh man,
Bro, it wasn't Scarface.
We can make a thumbnail of Tony Montana in like fucking Robin Hood attire.
He's like
hilarious.
cocaine on his lip, sword out.
Throwing some fucking arrows. Holy shit.
You killed my father. Prepare to meet my little friend.
Oh my goodness. He also appears in the 1995 film Leaving Las Vegas. A very depressing film, actually. He started stand-up way back in 1971. He started doing clubs in Madison Land on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson way back when. He had a recurring role in the semi-autobiographical version of himself on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Due to health issues, he said he would return for the 11th season of Curb Your Enthusiasm for one episode only, but he managed to return for the final season in the series finale, which was the 12th season. He had struggled with drugs and alcohol, as well as an eating disorder and body dysmorphia. He had several surgeries throughout his lifetime due to this. In April of 2023, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. He died of a heart attack at the age of 76 last Wednesday. So there you go.
Damn. Yeah, it's a bummer.
That is pretty messed up. So the reason for a lot of his surgeries is because he had a tendency to fall a lot and break a lot of his bones. Like, apparently he fell off his roof once and broke his hand.
God damn. Well, like, what are you doing on a roof? You're rich.
I don't know. I mean, he probably could have been on some kind of
high on peyote.
Or high on PCP, peyote, whatever, thinking he could fly or something. I don't know. But he's fallen a few times. He shattered a couple shoulders, wrists, and like, yeah. So
I got to give a shout out to Patrick. He recommended this hazy beer. It's from Other Half called Green Diamonds. It's quite good.
All right, so it has green diamonds on the can.
Yeah.
Shout out to me for recommending this Blue Moon beer.
Yeah.
It's very, very smooth and orangey flavored.
All right. So what we want to get into first, there's some stuff we still haven't gotten into. I'm going to wait on one of them for Prodigy to bust up in here, like Kool-Aid Man. Can we talk about this is kind of weird to me. It seems kind of funky. Everyone's kind of talking about it, really, but Wendy's. You see how Wendy's changing their like pricing type thing? Yeah,
they kind of walked it back, but they had this thing where they wanted to do surge pricing the same way that Uber does surge pricing for their ride pickups. So if you're not familiar, surge pricing is when things are really busy in a particular area, so they raise the prices in that area. And so Wendy's thought it would be a good idea to do that. That's a terrible fucking idea because for any really it's a terrible idea for people, really, not for a business. But for business, it's probably, it would make you more money, but it would basically just make poor people poorer because there are places that are food deserts, meaning that there is literally no fucking grocery stores anywhere in their neighborhood. But there are a lot of fucking fast food shops and liquor stores and shit like that. So basically, most people get their food from fast food places. So when they do surge pricing, they're just going to hurt poor people. Because people that have a decent amount of money, surge pricing isn't really going to affect them that much. But if you don't make a lot of money and that's like your main source or one of your main sources of food, to stay a fucking live, it's going to just make you go broker. And it literally. Surge pricing for like a fast food restaurant doesn't really make any sense because the costs they're fixed. It's not like the cost of they're not making food any faster. The food isn't any more expensive. Their labor costs are fixed. So doing it is it's pure greed, the idea of it. And it's fucked up. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Blue.
Well, I was going to say that I know that other companies had tried to do this. I think it was Coca-Cola. I think it was Coca-Cola. They tried to release a vending machine that would do surge pricing. So whenever the temperature or demand was high, the machine would automatically change the price of the soda machines. I think this might have been at a theme park too. But just the whole raising the price because demand is high at that point in time it's kind of jacked up. But then also, it kind of falls back onto the employees behind the counter too, because like, okay, usually for like the lunch rush or dinner rush, like you have more people working at hours. But if all of a sudden people start coming like at 9 o'clock because the prices are cheaper, but you're short staffed, it just doesn't make any kind of sense to do it that way.
Well, especially because we all know they're not going to pay the actual employees more during that time.
Yeah, right.
They're not going to surge.
No.
They're not going to surge their their salaries or their hourly wages. So get the fuck out of here.
Hourly
with that shit.
wages they're going to be paid. Every employee will be paid that state's minimum wage, and it's not going to go up.
Now that you say that, like, do Uber riders or drivers get paid extra for surge sessions?
I think they do, but also I know they get paid more, especially because usually when you tip, it's by percentage, right? So if you do tip your Uber riders, which you definitely fucking should, it would up the amount that you tipped.
True, and like Wendy's workers, they don't get tipped, so they're not making more.
Yeah,
and so they'll end up being. There'll be times where it's like late at night, where it's like there's a lot of people are in bed. So like after 9, which some people would call like maybe a late night happy hour, all of a sudden it'll surge up. You got like 3 people working, Yeah, And I guess like if you live in a metropolitan area, like Uber or not Uber, DoorDash and all that stuff, they'll pick up for that restaurant. But if they're doing walk-ins at the time, if the lobby's still open, you're probably gonna have a huge line of people like late at night trying to get that like low surge money.
Well, and that's the thing about like fast food restaurant is like so this is the difference between like Uber and I give Uber a little bit more leeway, which I'll get into in a minute. But when it comes to fast food restaurants, it doesn't matter how fucking long the line is. The food comes out at basically the same amount of time, or it should, because they use the same amount of like it's a fixed like recipe thing where like it takes X amount of time to make a burger and fries or whatever. So it's not like the line's going to go any faster. So sometimes it might go slower, but still it's like, they're working their normal job. The reason why I think that it makes a little bit of sense to surge price for Uber is that if you're in an area that's busier, it makes it so that the people that are there, they have to wait longer to get in and out of those areas. So that's and it takes more gas and shit like that. So on some level, I can sort of understand why Uber does it. It's kind of fucked up, but I kind of get it because say if like the Warriors are playing a game and the game gets out and you want to try and get an Uber, that's it's supply and demand. Like the demand there is like super high, but you literally can't get Uber drivers there because there's so much fucking traffic. And for them to get there, they have to sit in traffic for like a long fucking time, and then getting out, it's even more time to like trying to get out to wherever the fuck you got to go. So for that aspect, I sort of understand.
The worst surge time is New Year's Day, like after midnight. Oh my god! Like I looked it up one time, and like a normal Uber ride from San Francisco home was gonna be like $35, like normal. But during a surge charge, it was like $120 easily.
Yeah, and the fact that they like for that one ride. So like usually it depends on where they're going, but like trying to pick up a person in like a surge area, for them to get there, it takes a long time, and then to get out, it's a long time. But that's also that time could be used in a non-surge area where they could do like maybe 3 or 4 rides during the same amount of time it would take them to complete one single ride in the surge price. And that's why I sort of understand for Uber.
But I think that applies to every like event for Uber, especially when it's like hard to get to, like sporting events or like something like the Super Bowl. If you went to the Super Bowl and like as soon as it got out, like that surge price would just be probably through the roof. Yeah, but with Wendy's though, like I said, like it's not like they're slowing down. It doesn't take a longer amount of time to make a burger when when the line is 100 people deep, like so it's gonna take the same amount of time. If there's one cook, then that time is going to be impacted. But that's on them though. That's on that's 100% on them. So the thing about them, it's about labor costs versus product expunge. So like if you're not selling a lot, you have to cut your labor because you're bleeding money, and all of a sudden the surge hits, you're screwed. So
plus with Wendy's, like I like going to Wendy's. Like I like getting their little $5 big bag meal, but their storefronts have been updated in like years. Like the drive-through it's the same. Like McDonald's and like Burger King, usually they have like the 2 drive-through machine where you can talk to, like there could be 2 lines based. Even In-N-Out has freaking
Yeah, I think
Crazy ass
from
line.
that aspect, you're right. But I think from the drive-through aspect, but from like the inside of it, like the one in Hayward, I'm pretty sure the one you go to that's like by my old house, like that's kind of a newer. That's one of their newer ones.
Yeah, that's true. That one has been updated.
Yeah, but
Like,
Yeah, the one by me got remodeled. They were
Yeah.
closed for like 2
Oh,
months. So.
there we go. What's going on, Prodigy?
Oh shit! Somebody got away from Zuck.
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah.
economics, bro.
Yeah.
Economics.
Yeah, Wendy search pricing.
Wendy's economics. You're done with your full body pillow? Ready for this dankness?
You kick off the crust.
Yeah, exactly.
God dang.
But yeah, I guess Wendy has updated a few of their locations. That's the one I've been going to recently out in Castro Valley. Theirs is a little bit older, but yeah, the one over near where you used to live has been updated. So I would take back my statement on there. And that one's usually busy too. The one by your house or your old place, that one is usually freaking packed.
Well, that whole like area and where like that corner is, where like has that weird like intersection, is generally busy. It's like it used to be even worse, but yeah.
Oh yeah. They used to have like two main roads merged into each other.
Yeah,
which didn't make any kind of goddamn sense.
All right. Actually, speaking of the same sort of thing of like surge pricing, there's a thing in grocery stores that's been talked about for a while, but I didn't know that a country already did this. It's called dynamic pricing for grocery stores, or basically where they can change the. So just think about this: like you go to a grocery store and you want to get like a gallon of milk. Most people probably don't do this, but I usually try to find the one that has the best buy date, like the furthest out.
Mm-hmm.
So riddle me this: why does it cost the same amount for something where the best buy date is 2-3 weeks away, versus the one that is going to expire, or is going to be the best buy date is going to be a day or two from now? Knowing that a day or two from now, what are they going to do? What are they going to do with the product? They just throw it away. So it would make sense to like change the price, right? But in America, they don't do that. So, but apparently in
I guess that makes sense.
Apparently in Norway they do that in like a lot of chain restaurants. A lot of chain stores. They have dynamic pricing, and they actually even have like regular price wars. So what they do is they have like in like if you go to Whole Foods, you ever notice how some of the things have digital price tags for like where they show like where you're gonna buy.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look digital, but it's like black and white.
Kind of what they have like at Kohl's.
Yeah, it's
like
Kohl's. Yeah, Kohl's, perfect example. So what they do in Norway is that they can change the price on the fly. So they actually hire people to go to like other stores to see what their prices are, and to see if they can beat it. And they'll go to like their main not data center, but like one of their main hubs, and they'll change the price on the fly. And so they have a policy where the price can only go down in a day. So it can while the store is open, it can go up overnight when the store is closed, but it can only go down when the store is open. That way, if you pick up an item at the store and price changes, it's only going to be less, not more. I thought that's pretty cool. So they have like these really interesting price wars for things. So they all hire the same, they all hire like these people that go in the other stores to like see what the prices are to try and beat it. And I thought that's kind of like what the ideal capitalism was supposed to be, was actually real competition. You know what I mean? By trying to get customers that way, instead of like getting into basically a cartel and monopolizing, even though it might not be one company monopolizing, but using their combined efforts to keep prices high, like say the oil companies do.
Yeah, but you have less competition because of so many acquisitions that they've allowed and the lack of antitrust laws. I mean, there's less major studios for movies. There's less grocery stores. There's less a lot of things that we saw even as kids, because the laws have drastically changed, and I mean it eventually leads to monopoly anyway.
Yeah, I think that's obviously another huge issue in America, is the monopolization of almost every single industry. Right?
Was I not muted?
No, you were muted, I think.
I looked and my thing was muted, and I went to sneeze and I looked back and it wasn't muted anymore. I was like, what the hell?
Oh,
Sorry about that.
Yeah. I didn't hear it. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, if they did something like that here in America, where like, as the item get closer to expiration date to try to get it off the shelf, lowering the price, sounds like good. I mean, they kind of do it for like, like day old bread or something like that. They might throw off like a 50% discount or something, but like
Yeah, but they put it in like weird areas.
everyday
Like
product.
they put it in like near the bathroom or some shit. You know what I mean? Like they never put it in like where the bread already is. Like, so trying to find that shit is always a kind of a pain in the ass.
They do that a lot with the deli meat too, like the leftover like chicken wings or something like that. They will like bag it and throw a 50% coupon on the outside of it.
Yeah, so like there's apparently like this chain in Norway. They for all their bread that's made in house, at 10 o'clock every night they just slap on the label that it's 50% off. Like so they'll just all the bread is 50% off after 10 o'clock at night. Because
they probably don't add as much fucking sugar into the goddamn bread either.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's probably better for you.
I mean, they're not trying to slowly kill their consumers and then making sure that they would buy more into the healthcare system.
Jeez, yeah.
That we have to pay for, because in Norway, I'm pretty sure healthcare is free.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
You know, most people look at Americans and like are grossed out and baffled by why there's so much fucking sugar in the fucking things like bread. Like, it makes no sense.
Well, I mean, I understood like from the beginning, like because they had like this whole low fat thing, right? Because they thought that fat in general led to like way higher heart disease, but then they just replaced fat with sugar, and it's just as bad, if not worse.
Well, so some of that was
because fat-free tastes gross.
Some of that was just literally bullshit ass lobbying in terms of saying, "Oh, well, it's fat, not sugar," when they've known the American Heart Association and a whole bunch of other leading healthcare institutions have known that sugar was extremely toxic and dangerous for you for years. But you got a food lobby that says, "Nah, pile some more bullshit on there.
Dude,
no more sugar in here."
Sugar is almost as addictive as cocaine. Like, if you cut off sugar, you have headaches and you get the shakes and you just have a craving for sugar, and it's hard to fucking kick.
I mean, that's why like when I do keto, like the keto flu is like a real thing. I have ways around it, but that's why most people can't do it, because like you feel like you got the flu and your whole body feels like shit. You're going through withdrawals. So
that's it. That's definitely.
And then once you do like I haven't had soda in forever, and like say if I do get one, it's just super sweet. I could just taste the pure sugar or the syrup inside the drink.
You know what it is with soda? And I don't do soda at all, and I haven't for a long time, but it's like, it actually tastes extremely chemical. If like you haven't had it in a long time and you taste it, it tastes like a super sweet and sugary chemical fizzy water that's going into you.
You got to get the Mexican Coke, Prodigy.
Yeah, with the
that's real sugar.
Cane sugar.
Yeah,
cane sugar.
little cocaine too. Just a little bit.
Hey, you got to drink it out of a sandwich bag too if you want to be really out there.
There you go. Fucking shit, man.
Since we're talking about food, you guys heard about what the CEO of Kellogg's had said?
Yeah,
fucking
idiot.
No?
I did.
So
go ahead.
We're just gonna shut on the whole food industry right now.
Yeah. So basically, he said that if people don't have food at home or if they can't afford food, they can just go ahead and eat cereal
for dinner,
something of that nature. And people were pissed. Like, people are not buying Kellogg products. Like right now, like you go inside of a Walmart or something like that, and like any Kellogg product is like 75% off because nobody's buying it. Like the shelf are all stocked. Like there's videos of people like walking down the refrigerator aisle, and there's like Kellogg's Eggo waffles in there, then in the freezer, but all like the Walmart or knockoff brands are all sold out because nobody's buying a Kellogg's one. I'm like, damn, people are super mad about that. What's your guys' take on it?
Bro, I mean, he literally went I think it's Marie Antoinette. Let them eat cake. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, people they're so dumb because they're so detached from like normal life, because they're barely humans at this point. I think once you make like enough money, you have to fuck over so many people to make that much money. Like you've lost like your humanity, and like they don't even understand what it's like to like live day to day, like what a normal thing is. Like they probably don't eat fucking cereal. They probably never had cereal. Like, it's incredible that these people will say shit like this and live like these extremely lavish lifestyles. Meanwhile, their workers live in poverty, and they pay them poverty wages, and they're literally fucking stealing from them.
Yep. Yeah, it's real gross. I mean, he's out of touch with first of all, how embarrassing and hard that is for like everyday people and families to make the decision of, hey, we don't have enough money to buy something decent to eat. You know what? Just have cereal. Like, that's not cool. That's not fun. That's not, you're not living high on the fucking hog in that way. Like, it's really just dunking on folks in poverty for no fucking
And
reason.
like growing up, like sometimes we would struggle, and like all we had was cereal to eat for dinner. Like that's just something we had to do to get by, but it's not something we want to do by choice.
And the hilarious thing is that it definitely wasn't Kellogg. You know what I mean? Because you couldn't, like, if you're that poor, you have to eat cereal for breakfast or cereal for dinner. You can't afford name brand shit. You're getting shit in a bag.
Nope.
Like outside the box.
You're not getting Frosted Flakes. You're getting fucking
flakes of frost.
okay.
Yeah, flakes of frost. Yeah.
You're not getting
Flakes.
Tony the Tiger. You're getting fucking Jack the hyena or something like that.
Nah, dude, I get it. That was weird. Hey, can we stay on food for just a quick second?
Okay. Let's be the food episode.
Yeah. Delicious in dungeon, goddammit. This shit is. Remember how like Food Wars would make you want to rip off your fucking shirt and have this weird orgasm from eating this great meat or fucking rice dish or whatever the fuck? This is like that. Only it's an anime. It's on Netflix. Let me set it up properly. But it's like Food Wars, but it's in this fantasy world where like this dwarf is an expert at cooking fucking monsters. And I mean like golems, fucking vampires, living armor, fucking just all types of monsters. Half chicken, half snake creatures, all types of monsters. This motherfucker cooks them up, and they're just going on this fucking wild adventure trying to save this one dude's goddamn sister that got eaten by a dragon. And they're just cooking everything they find in these different layers of a dungeon. But it's funny, and it fucking works, and the food looks delicious, even though it's monster. This shit is funny as hell.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to watch that, but obviously it's probably something that Kay doesn't want to watch. So we started watching, I guess, Staying on Food, and Netflix, actually, is the David Chang show. Did you watch that at all?
No, I haven't watched that one.
Cooking with David Chang. It's Netflix's first live show.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty good because he's a really good chef and he's really funny. I think it's called Cooking with David Chang. With David, I think, or maybe it's just David. Cooking with David.
It's cooking with somebody.
Yeah, something. I'm trying to figure
With
it
David
out.
Chappelle.
Dinner time or watch dinner time with David Chang. That's what it's called. And so he has usually like two comedians on or two like interesting people on, and they'll like he'll cook live and they'll eat his food. And it's like, it's really cool. Like him explaining the food, like making jokes. And yeah, I haven't watched like a live cooking show in like the longest time.
Is he, I'm not familiar with him. So is he more comedian or is he more like chef?
He's a chef,
comedian?
chef. Like he made Momofuku, if you're familiar with that food chain. Yeah. So he's got he's definitely a really, really good cook, chef, however you say this dude.
I might have to check that one out.
Yeah, he makes like really good food. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's cool that it's live. It's cool that like sometimes they curse too much. And yeah, I was like, one of them was like, I guess they get like 4 fucks in an episode. They kind of went over. So yeah,
that's funny. They're
have like
with some live shit
thing,
more.
like a counter on the wall.
Well, I think they end up getting like a curse jar or something like that.
Oh damn! Did you know that OnlyFans had a cooking show?
No way.
No.
Yeah, so they had it was a cooking competition. Was that?
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's not just for adult content. Like, there's actually other.
Well, the
stuff
thing was,
on there.
the cooking show involves porn stars. So, like, if they're on the platform, each of the contestants were all porn stars. So Riley Reid's on there. I think Violet Myers. There's like 2 other porn stars that are on there, and they do like the whole competition thing. It's like, I think you can watch it on not just OnlyFans, because I guess the show's over. They already had a winner, but I think you can watch it on YouTube, at least 1 or 2 episodes. So I thought it was funny. I was like, what the fuck? There's a cooking show on OnlyFans? And yeah, there sure is. It's a cooking competition with various porn stars on OnlyFans.
Do you have to subscribe and pay? Like,
if you're on OnlyFans,
So
yes.
I think people don't misunderstand OnlyFans. OnlyFans isn't just porn.
Yeah,
but
it's known for porn.
It is known for porn, but it's not just porn. So yeah.
Remember when OnlyFans was like, "Oh, we're gonna disassociate ourselves from that and like start cutting out that content"?
Yeah, they were like,
saw the numbers drop, and they were like, "Oh, you know what? We're gonna backpedal on that."
Here is some more titties. Matter of fact, we're gonna add on one extra X for you guys. Oh, wow. So the first episode with Dinner Time Live with David Chang, it was Stephen Yoon and Rashida Jones. So
wow.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Glenn from Walking Dead, right?
Yep.
But you were saying, Old Ninja, though, that the cooking competition or whatever, that one you don't have to pay and subscribe, or
no, you do have to subscribe. It is an OnlyFans show. You need to be on the platform to watch it. There's an advertisement.
I mean, I heard,
but you can watch
some kind of free content.
You can watch the I think the like not highlights, but like a sizzle reel or whatever on YouTube. And they show interviews with different stars really quickly. It's basically a trailer. It's like a sizzle reel. It's just like a bunch of shit that happens on the show. I was like, what the fuck?
Good shit.
Yeah, it's pretty. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck? I believe the chef is pretty famous too, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's like the real Michelin star chef that's one of the judges, or if not, he's the only judge. It's very weird, but I was definitely shocked to see oh shit, OnlyFans puts. I mean, they make enough money. They can put a fucking show on there. So, like we said, if you look at the numbers, it makes sense. So,
whatever fucking works, man.
I mean, people becoming multimillionaires in 2 months' time. So they got some kind of money in.
Y'all hear about the what is it? She's the Soprano star or whatnot, and she had an OnlyFans account. And because of her account, in 2 months, she was able to save her house.
Oh yeah, I did hear that. What was her name? She was the young daughter on there, right?
I don't remember. Hey, hold on, I can get you right now.
Remember that white lady who thought she was black? She has an OnlyFans, and she lost her job.
She got fired. We didn't talk about this. We totally missed this. That's right.
She changed her. She changed her name.
She changed her name to a is it Sudanese or something, or
I don't know, some African language name, and it's just like, how much more disrespect you got? I mean,
it's a really African name, it's
African.
Like Kunta,
yeah. I'm pretty sure it means angel and sunlight or some bullshit like that. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's so black. I can't say it because I'm not that.
Damn. So the Soprano star is Drea De Matteo.
Okay.
There you go. That's
I
the
think
one
that was
who
the daughter, right?
I don't know. I've never seen The Sopranos. So.
I'm sorry. It's Nachiki Amore Diallo.
Yeah.
Is that Rachel Doze's newfound name?
Yeah.
So the thing that
got knock on your door with bean pie.
Yeah. So the thing that got me about the I guess teacher formerly known as Rachel Doze, they had her on local news where they showed her OnlyFans pictures, literally her spread eagle with blurred out images.
Damn.
And I was just like, what the fuck?
Damn.
Holy shit. So I guess she was teaching during the day. It was an OnlyFans at night, and her, I guess students found it, and so the school fired her.
There's really gotta be some type of I don't know, line in the stand. I guess my question is that part of just all contracts with the school, most school districts? How does it work? You know what I mean? Not saying that it's not unreasonable for them to be.
I would say,
peace.
You got to think about it. Come on, if she's in the Bible Belt, automatically any kind of content like that gets you fired, no matter what.
Yeah.
So I would say state to state, county to county, it probably varies, but I'm pretty sure if students that are of legal age find your content, adult content, and then distribute it to other students, that
I mean,
becomes a problem.
Yeah, they ain't gonna take you seriously no more. If you've seen your teacher's pussy, I mean, it's like you can't be taken seriously.
You're gonna be asking for favors or something, or try to blackmail a teacher, everybody.
And that's
you give me an A, I'll show this on. I'm putting this on the jumbotron.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not to say anything bad about people in the adult industry, but if you're in the adult industry, like, you should know, like, there's certain things you can't do anymore. Like, you just guess what? I mean, them's the breaks. So you made a choice to do a certain thing, and there are consequences. So I think we talked about it with Ella Darling. It's like it should be a well-known thing.
What's crazy is that for us growing up, like, you hear about teachers being discovered that there's like strippers at strip clubs like nearby or something like that. You're like, oh snap, that's crazy. Now it's all find out teachers are on OnlyFans, making their whole salary in a month.
Well, it kind of sucks though, because it's like on one hand I said what I said, but on the other hand it's like it doesn't make them like less of a teacher. Probably, they could probably still teach just fine, but it just comes down to the way our society is structured and like we're so like this culture that we have in America is like so sexually like repressed that anything that has to do with sex is like people are just they're totally confused and ignorant on like anything that has to do with like the female body in general, and probably some stuff even with the male body, because they want to keep people stupid. It's like just like look at what happened with what was it, Alabama or whatever? I think it was Alabama, right?
Oh yeah.
They're calling like fertilized eggs people now, like for IVF. No, they're fertilized. They're fertilized. They just start multiplying and they freeze them. That's how IVF works. And that's like, I hate using the slippery slope thing, but man, you're opening things up to like really unintended consequences. Like what I'm talking about is like, what if a woman happens to have a miscarriage that didn't know that she was pregnant, or even if she did know she was pregnant, she had a miscarriage. Are you now going to charge her with murder?
I mean, that's already
you can
been
do
done,
that. Man.
Yeah, states are already doing that.
Well, it can happen even more now because they're setting precedents up for this, and it's just like you people don't understand how the human body works, like at all, and you should not be writing laws. The motherfucker, one of the judges, was quoting the Bible in his in his findings. I'm just like, you can't. There's separation of church and state, man, and you can't call a fertilized egg a human being. Like on no level is it a human. It's a potential to be a human being. Yes, I'll give you that, but it's not a human being yet. It needs a whole bunch of other things to happen to become a human, and it can be unviable. That's why IVF they have to freeze so many eggs, is because people that are using that have a problem with their fertility, and that's what they don't get. So like they're going to have ones that are not going to make it. Like we already know this.
What will happen, and is already happening, is you're seeing states like Alabama and Idaho and Utah and plenty of others having less OBGYNs, less women's health care, period. You're also going to see, based on this stuff in Alabama, less IVF, infertility clinic. Like, this stuff is literally going to go away because there's going to be no professionals that want to risk their livelihood, their license, and their freedom, because they'll be put in jail and prosecuted in order to just thrive and
try to help somebody.
Try to help somebody. They'll literally go to New York or California or New Jersey or or Canada, wherever the hell else, but they're not going to be in Mississippi. They're just not.
Yeah, to Mortar Prodigy's point, the maternal fetal medicine specialist for high risk OBGs, there are less than 5 in the entire state of Ohio right now. Less than 5.
Christ.
That's a state of millions of people.
Yep.
So I mean, if you have a complicated pregnancy in Ohio, good fucking luck. Like seriously, good fucking luck.
Yeah, like if you have if your life is in danger because of the pregnancy, like the egg gets stuck in the fallopian tube and starts to grow there, that puts the baby and the mother at risk. And they're going to be like, we need to carry this to term.
The baby's already. You understand? The baby's not going to survive. So
it could. But if without treatment, the mom won't survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We're in some fucking Handmaid's Tale type of dystopian shit. Like and we're not
Real.
talking about some distant future or whatever. We're talking about literally stories off
got
the headlines
food
right
prices gouging and freaking moms can't have babies without almost going to jail
And
for
they-
certain crazy shit.
And they've been considering now, getting rid of interracial marriage. I'm like, that's a legit thing.
oh yeah,
I'm like, whoa,
They were
dude.
talking about, yeah.
I'm fucked.
Yeah.
That's
And then
wild,
what's the
man.
other what is it? Alabama's like breaking ties with like some book service, right? With the
Oh.
American Library
library
Association
something.
or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
So-
It's just-
Don't read. Don't go to your gynecologist.
Just have
don't
babies.
Have a baby. Don't
Take-
get pregnant.
yeah.
Don't
Don't
have
eat out.
sex.
yeah.
Well, don't have a
Wendy.
baby unless you
Yeah.
plan on having a family. That's I guess it's their underlying message.
Well, I mean,
but
don't have. I
if
wouldn't
you
have. Big,
have that kid. If you do have that kid successful and you have, a family or whatever, if you happen to be poor, fuck that kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, let's just be clear. Go eat cereal.
Go eat
Yeah.
cereal.
Yeah.
Go-
God dang. I think that's the name of tonight's episode. Go
I just-
eat
Go eat
cereal.
I just
Go
I can't believe the audacity of a dude that literally makes the most expensive fucking cereal talking about poors eat my cereal for dinner.
This episode should be called "Let Them Eat Cereal."
No, I already
Yeah,
had
like
it. I,
Let
but
them eat cake.
I originally had it. It was going to be you killed my father, prepare to meet my little friend. But I can change it though.
Yeah. Eat the cereal because I feel like we got more cereal jokes coming.
Well, It is
So, go ahead. You wanted
I
to
would-
bring up something?
oh yeah, I was gonna bring up. I don't know who else watched it, but I did follow through. I haven't seen Shogun yet. I will do that one. That'll be maybe
Ooh.
tomorrow.
I'm only one in, but
But
it
I
was so
did-
good.
But I did watch the Ninja show,
Ninja Kamui.
Ninja Kamui.
Yeah. What'd you think?
First episode was strong as fuck, violent. I didn't know which way was up. All I knew is at one point. Well, sorry, has everybody seen it? I don't want to spoil.
No, I haven't seen it. I don't probably
I ain't even heard
too
of
many
it.
shows.
I mean,
I've never heard of it.
It's been out for a bit. You can talk about the first episode.
Yeah, you
There's
can talk about
some futuristic ass motherfucking ninjas doing some bloody ass ninja shit, like chopping off arms, all the blood, all like
Yeah.
what was that comic back in the day? Luther Strong.
Luther Strode.
Luther
Luther
Strode,
Strode. Yeah.
Strode. There's some Luther Strode type of fucking bloodiness with all these ninja fights, and I guess it's set in like a near future, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was very confused when I started watching. I was like, this is on Adult Swim. Like this is on American TV. Like late at night, I was like, people are dying, like horrible deaths.
What's the show called?
Ninja Kamui.
Mm-hmm.
It does not have like it has like a straight Japanese show, like anime feel, like
Yep.
like not safe for work anime feel. Like I'm surprised there's not titties
Oh,
in it.
damn.
Yep.
Oh, so it went old school Toonami on that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Super old school, but Adult Swim brought it.
Wait,
I won't spoil the plot at all, but there's a family and a bunch of ninjas and some revenge shit and a whole lot of fucking bloody fighting and shit and some twists. Even in the first episode, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But it's some futuristic shit, but it's subtle. It's near future.
I think clips of this, like there's a scene where the dude's on the roof, right, and like there's a bunch of ninjas like attacking,
Yeah.
and dude like throws on like some powder or some shit, and like just he basically did like fifth level breathing style, and just starts wrecking fools.
It's kind of like they do some shit in there where it's kind of like Naruto, but people die.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, what did you just do? Like how many arms now? Like what the fuck?
Mhm.
I don't know how far you just watched the first one or what?
I only watched the very first one, and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking good. I need to watch more of this."
Dude,
But
this show has one of the most aggressively horny gay dudes in any anime ever. I was just like, bro, like this dude is he's extra thirsty. You'll see what I'm talking about. He's a little dude.
okay, all right, because I've seen
So
some
wait, is
aggressively
it on
horny gay dudes
Crunchyroll or
in
is it
JoJo.
on?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's worse. Or better?
wow.
I don't know. Depends on what side of the what side of the fence you land on there.
We should already know.
So is this on it's on Crunchyroll or is it on
No, it's
um
it's well, Adult
Swim.
Swim. Wherever you can get Adult Swim.
Oh yeah.
so is it on Max too? Because I think Max
It
or
Max
Adult
does
Swim
have
is on
Adult
Max
Swim.
as well.
yeah, then I guess it does.
You'd have to
And
check.
Hulu does too.
Yeah.
I can check for you.
I started watching the show during SF Beer Week, and I was just like, I was half drunk, and I was just like, that was when I couldn't find food. Remember everything fucking closed?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like drunk, fucking eating some food. I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It does suck because like I felt kind of bad because like, oh, he had to go to Dragon Walk because it was late.
Yeah, it was
And I
super
was
late.
like, dude, that's the only thing open.
It was
like,
Fremont. It was Fremont late.
Yeah,
Put it that way.
but still, like,
It's like
everything-
10 o'clock.
ever since COVID, everything starts to shut down. By night.
Fremont's always been because they don't. There's no real downtown. It's like a sleepy. It's a
yeah.
sleepy fucking
They
town.
try,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's just fun. But even just around the bay, like so much shit closes by 10 o'clock. Almost everything's fucking done.
Yeah, I mean, that's always been. Remember, like the Bay Area is this big place. Like it's not some small fucking podunk town. It's not like Boise or something.
No,
But you're right. There's only pockets of like real nightlife. You know what I mean?
yeah, you gotta go to the city for that shit. And that's
Well,
a drive for
Well,
most people.
and then when you're in the city, it's like okay, because if you need to get back to Fremont, you gotta take Bart back, right? Because obviously I don't want to drive drunk, especially that far, or drive drunk at all. You know, to keep it real. But you know, trying to get back on Bart, there's like the amount of trains that you have quickly diminishes after about 10 o'clock.
Yep.
So, yeah, you could be waiting at Bart for a while, and you know the bathrooms don't work, and if you've been drinking a lot, you got to take a piss. So,
Yep.
these are dire circumstances.
Right. What's the name of this show again?
Ninja Kamui.
Kamui.
Yeah,
Oh, it is. It is
I
on.
think you can watch
it is
on
on Max.
Hulu.
you can have to watch on Hulu.
It is on Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is on Max. It looks like the whole first season's on here.
I don't know. There's like.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
It's not done yet.
There's 4 episodes on.
Yeah,
This
that's
is,
definitely not
no,
done yet.
it's just season 1. So it's up to 4 episodes now.
Yeah.
So I guess it looks like it's a weekly thing. So
Mhm.
there you go. The first 4 episodes are on Max. If you have
And it
Max.
comes out on Saturday night.
There you
Okay.
go.
So yeah, there you go.
And if you like the violence of Blue Eyed Samurai, which almost everybody did,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
this got that violent vibe too.
Well, this is like this show has like the old school like '90s Ninja Scroll style violence, and
Oh, Ninja
like
Scroll was
yeah,
super violent.
yeah. I was just like, whoa, dude.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
It's
fuck
fucked
love.
up. So, wait, has only one of us seen Shogun?
I've seen the first episode, which is
So the-
fucking amazing. Has one of the most horrific ways to die that I've ever seen on screen.
Okay, so
Yeah,
so that means yes, you're the only one that's seen it, and I think we all have access to it, but I haven't seen it. I've
Yeah.
seen high marks for this fucking show.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people literally give this a 10 out of 10.
it is.
What
The
the fuck?
first episode was
It's
10 out of
based
10.
off a book, right?
It was
I
an old.
have
It was
no
an old.
idea.
It was an old show.
Oh,
Pretty sure it was an old.
oh,
old
that's
show.
right. Yes,
yeah.
that's right. Holy shit! It was an old '70s show.
Yeah,
I totally
yeah.
forgot about that shit.
And it's based upon like
Shit.
a real life samurai. Like this is in like a real era.
A real show.
So
though.
did I talk about it like before in the last podcast? I don't think I did.
Not the last one. I think two before, briefly.
Okay.
But
Well, yeah, it's really good. It's basically like when Westerners are kind of they're in Japan already, so Christianity's there already, and they're kind of used to like some Portuguese folks and white folks, but they're super racist, obviously, and a lot of Japanese folks do not like Europeans in their country at all. So like the amount of each other calling each other like savages and barbarians and backwards and all this it's very interesting, and like how much they don't really care about their lives it's amazing.
So it is it's based off a book. So the TV show is based off of the book. So the book is called Shogun as well, and it was by James Clavell. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, it came out in 1975. So
Yeah, but
it's
Toru,
it's an old book.
is it Toru Naga? That's a real person, though. I think. What's the guy's name?
Don't know.
Oh yeah, it's Toranaga, I think. Shogun. Lord Yoshi Toranaga. That's the guy, right? Maybe he's not a real person. I gotta look. Yeah, it's in the novel. And it's a novel. It means... Wait, no, he's based on somebody. Yeah. He's based on Tokugawa Ieyasu, who's a real life former shogun. So yeah, it is based upon a real guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, the show's getting praised. I haven't seen it yet. I got to add it to my list of like shows to watch, and I'm slowly catching up on some shows, so it's going to be crazy for me.
My question is, does the black guy show up asking for Bruce Leroy?
Dang.
I haven't saying Yusuke yet. There's nobody black in the show yet, so I don't know. There was titties though. I was very confused about that because it's on FX. I didn't know FX could show boobs.
It is on FX.
Yeah.
FX they're the ones who like stepped it up. They're when they put on the Shield. There's nothing like it on the cable TV. So
Yeah, it's a show like somebody's ass, right? That's some old guy's ass.
yeah,
Yeah, but they also went pretty fucking far with American Horror Story. That was on FX.
Oh
Right
yeah.
American Horror Story went. They
saw,
pretty much
Lady
got
Gaga's
close to titties.
backside.
Yeah, but there's some crazy shit. Even in season 1, there was some crazy shit. Murder House, that was
Oh
wild.
yeah.
Wild shit. Anyway, can we talk about some of the chat? It was on fire about this earlier.
Okay.
Because the news broke today. Everyone was talking about the owners of Rooster Teeth, which is Warner Brothers, is shutting down Rooster Teeth. Rooster Teeth has been around for 21 years now.
What is Rooster Teeth? The comedy club?
No, they're the production company. They're the ones behind Ruby, the aforementioned Red versus Blue, the little Halo series that they were doing. People were talking about some of their favorite shows in the chat. One of them I totally forgot that I used to love because it was fucking hilarious was Rage Quit. Rage Quit was a show where a guy, he would just like, he'd pop in a game and he would do like what the community of that game would complain about, would like either break the game or didn't work. And so he would like highlight that and act like it was his first time or whatnot, and like he would just go fucking.
That was
ape
hilarious.
Shit.
I remember that shit.
He'd be screaming and shit, like what? And he would just be like, very simple physics he should be able to do. The game would not like let him do it, and then it would kill him, and he'd freak out. It was so good. He did so many games, he'd freak out. Like it sounded like he would have an aneurysm every show. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, they also Rooster Teeth used to have quite a presence at like cons as well. Like they were always at cons.
They have their own con.
Yeah.
They literally have their own con in Texas every year.
Yeah.
So
with
the advent of Ruby, man.
I read that the podcast is still going to go on because I was like, how can you shut down the whole thing when like it's hard to shut down like something on YouTube that has millions of views. So because that wouldn't make any sense. So I think that stuff is still going to go.
Yeah, once they did that, there was like one YouTube channel where they were making really funny, good content, but all of a sudden they just delete everything on there. It's not Metacritic; it's something else.
If you're thinking Machinima,
that's what it was.
So Machinima's content got bought out by Reckless Tortuga, so their content is there, but it's probably rebranded. But all the Transformer stuff was under Machinima, and I guess they licensed it out to Netflix. So that's how Netflix was able to do the Transformer
Cybertron.
This like the Spark Saga, whatever. Basically, where they're still on Cybertron, and they're making their way to Earth. They have like 3 big fucking trilogies. I know we talked about it a little bit, Blue, when it came out. It's been like a few years now, but they released it in chunks. But it was this huge fucking thing, and most of it was from the guys from Machinima, and you can watch it on Rex's Tortuga as well.
The slow-mo guys on YouTube are under Rooster Teeth.
Slow-mo guy?
I know that. The slow-mo guys, like there's 2 dudes with like a slow motion camera. They just capture like random ass shit in slow motion.
I think
fucking dope.
I think all the things that have like a solid YouTube presence will probably be fine because, I mean, if you get millions of views every episode, you don't really need a big production company behind you. Like you're pretty much self-sustaining at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. See, people are still going on. So Lilith is talking about the show that I would watch every now and then, especially for hard trophies and achievements, was Achievement Hunter. So you say you don't game. You say you don't game, but you listen to all this stuff from Rooster Teeth. So how is this? That's fucking wild.
I mean, oh, Ninja, you're not a porn star, but you be watching porn. What are you talking about?
I
You're
guess.
talking about OnlyFans got a cooking show now, knowing you don't fucking watch cooking shows on
Fucking shake.
OnlyFans.
You may not. So you may not have discovered that I may or may not allegedly be a porn star.
All right.
No.
I'm just saying.
Thank God I found that out yet.
Hashtag the real Bendigo.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff from Ricky King. And yes, RTX was a huge con only in Texas that people from around the country and Canada would show up to. So
No, they have some bomb ass content. I'll give them props. I mean, some funny content, some great gaming shit. I mean, I think my first real exposure to them was in the kind of G4 heyday. I think I started watching some of that Red versus Blue shit and Angry Gamer and all that. You know, the first time.
Online Gamer, that's Reckless Tortuga. Even though I thought it was Rooster Teeth, but they're not the same. But still, I mean, that's the thing. Their content was on that caliber, and it was just like they had great shit. I watch Achievement Hunter for some of the hard achievements. I'm like, oh shit, like that's how you do that shit. I was like, oh shit. They would tell you like this is going to be hard to do. This was hard for us, and they would like literally show you step by step on how to complete it, especially really crazy achievements or ones that were long. Like one of them was from Arkham, Batman, or the Arkham series, the first Arkham game. So one of them was Calendar Man achievement. You had to be in the game every month on a specific holiday, and some of them are really weird. Some of them were like All Flags Day and like other weird ass fucking. You had to be there and you had to talk to that character. You could
just change the time on your
change
PlayStation.
Yeah,
that was you can change the time. You would have to, but that's the thing. You had to do it 12 times. You have to go into your system, log. You had to be offline, change the time and date on your system, go into the game, go see Calendar Man, and then quit the game, and then go back and change the clock again. You could do that 12 fucking times. That was the quickest way to get to that.
One of the hardest trophies that I never was able to get was in fucking Burnout, when you have a fucking Indy car racing through the city, and you had like a minute and 25 seconds to make it from one end to the other without crashing at all in a fucking Indy car in traffic. Man, I think that's one of the games where I probably threw my controller because I was so freaking mad. Like, I got almost to the end, and this little freaking car pulls out and just spam.
Remember Burnout Revenge and Burnout 3? I think it's Burnout 3 Revenge, right? That was the name of the game. That was one of the best racing games of all fucking time. So fucking good. And then Burnout Paradise is really good too, but I'd still Burnout 3 Revenge. Because that was the one where they had like the crash cams and all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I used to love that game.
I still love that. I mean, Burnout Paradise did the same. So now all the Need for Speeds have that because they bought the Criterion.
Yeah,
so
but it was
they all do the crash car.
Burnout did it better though.
Of course, I mean, because that's what they focus on. But now they have to focus more. Don't get me wrong, the new Need for Speeds are actually pretty fun. Like the current one, Unbound, is both available on Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. I think the lowest tier. So Unbound is really fucking good. Actually, it's really fucking fun. Yeah. But it's not Burnout. I mean, it feels kind of like Burnout, but it's not Burnout. It's
I need the cheap knockoff car. I need the cheap knockoff cars is what I need in Burnout. Like where it's like you know it's a Lambo, but it's not really a Lambo.
Yeah, it's like the Lambo or something like that.
Yeah,
that's all bad.
Save the money.
I totally forgot about that shit.
Well, that's what I fucking loved even about like GTA games. You know what I mean? Like you have the not quite, Honda CRX and the not quite Lambo, but the not quite Corvette, but it's really a Corvette and a Lambo. You know what I mean?
You know, speaking of like GTA, is what's interesting is because Teslas are so like ubiquitous in California now. There's like times where like I'm driving around and I see all Teslas and I feel like I'm in fucking GTA. Because like when you're in GTA and you happen to have that car, there's like way more of that car, even though I don't drive a Tesla, but like I'll see like literally like 20 Teslas. And it's like, because they look so like, because nobody like really modifies them and they all look the fucking same.
There's a YouTube channel called One Bam Tesla Cam, and there's a video that they had recently where a Tesla was driving, and behind them, a car was changing lanes, and there was a Tesla driving, and behind him there was another Tesla, and it changed lanes to avoid an accident. Well, there was another Tesla coming up that lane and ended up smashing into that Tesla, and Tesla ended up bouncing up and hitting like a fourth Tesla, and it was all caught on camera.
Christ.
So there's 4 different camera point
Holy
of view
shit.
of this one accident.
God damn.
Wow.
That's
But I
wild.
was gonna say one game that just kind of ruined a certain song for me was Need for Speed Dub with that doom 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 doom, because the intro of the game always started with that. It was just I just hated that song after playing that game so goddamn much. It was Need for Speed Underground. That's what it was. It was Need for Speed Underground.
It had the Lil Jon and the East Side Boys.
Dum, 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 dum.
I always think of Paradise City whenever I think of Burnout Paradise, because that shit was just on loop. You know what I mean? It felt like that was the only.
Also, this is one of the greatest games of all time, because when you started your fucking car, you got a trophy. They were like they were trophy ho-ish. They were just like for everything. I loved it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And they even had
I
bikes.
just love-
Don't forget they had bikes in that shit.
Yeah.
I remember that was DLC. I just love busting through fucking billboards. That was satisfying. Like, what the fuck? That was so good. Like, driving top speed. Didn't matter if you wrecked or not. All that mattered that I got that fucking billboard. Destroyed the shit out of that shit. That's what
It kind of reminded me of like the greatness of old school GTAs with like not only San Andreas or GTA even 5, where you find a fucking jump, like accidentally, you're just going top speed and you're like, oh shit, that's a fucking jump. I think I can make that shit. And you'd make it, you make it happen and shit, and you just feel like you're on top of the fucking world.
Do you wreck?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
man.
But yeah, thanks to the chat for talking about Rooster Teeth, because they're definitely a part of like gaming history, as well as like even anime history with Ruby and just like Red versus Blue. That was a huge there's a huge following when that came out. I didn't watch it, but I knew the jokes about it because everyone kept fucking talking about it.
Yeah.
Everyone was talking about it, so it was just fucking crazy. I've seen a couple snippets and it's pretty funny. Like they have like this one gender episode. I'll never forget. It's hella funny because like the guy he meets like someone that's in pink armor. He's like, "Are you a dude or a chick?" And he's like, he doesn't say. He's like, "I'm an overlord." He's all, "What's in your pants though?" Like, so Dune. That was hilarious.
That's great.
That made me think of a joke I heard earlier this week. So a guy's friend comes out of the room. And it's like, oh, he's like crying. He's like, "Oh my god, it's a boy!" And his friend's like, "Oh, what, really? Wait, shit, I fucked up the joke." Yeah, his friend came out of the room crying, saying it's a boy, and his friend was like, I can't remember what his friend said, but basically they were in Thailand.
Oh, here we go.
The joke was they were in Thailand.
I already know.
Later, boys.
Man. Dang.
Did y'all see awesome ass fucking Megan Thee Stallion at the Crunchyroll Awards?
Oh, that was happened already?
Yeah, that happened over the weekend.
Yeah, Bruno Bucciarati cosplay. I was like, go ahead, fucking Megan. Like, she's been doing anime cosplay shit on stage everywhere for a long fucking time, which has just been dope as hell.
Like, I kind of dismissed her until I heard there was like one of the songs that she had where she was talking about like somebody eating her out while she's watching Naruto. I was just like, oh, ma'am. I am now interested.
Yeah, exactly. You have my curiosity, but now you have my
also got a raging boner,
Yeah, well, I mean, she dressed up as Sailor Moon in one of her concerts in Japan.
Yeah.
It looks great from the front, but
right.
when you saw it from the back, you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
a whole lot of ass. Yeah. So Jujutsu Kaisen was a huge winner, which was really, really cool. I loved season 2 quite a bit, which was really fun. I actually just finished it. But yeah, I mean, Crunchyroll's annual fucking award show seems to get bigger every year. More people watching anime. It's like a $20 billion fucking industry, $20 billion a year industry. I'm fucking
She
happy
hosted it,
for
right?
Yeah.
No, I
She was
think
the host?
she gave out an award. I think she was the one that announced the anime of the year. Like the nominees are blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was like host, if not co-host of the entire
maybe
award
she
show.
was. Maybe I fucked up. Okay.
Prodigy, do you listen to the Make Me Smart podcast?
I don't know.
So it's an NPR podcast. They had an episode recently about anime, and I was really surprised because it's like an older, like I think the guy's like in his 60s, Kai Rizdal. And you probably know him, right?
Yeah,
and then there's a black woman on there, and I didn't know that she was super into anime, and so she was like breaking down like the economy of anime, and like and Kai was like all confused about it because I mean obviously he doesn't watch anime, but it was interesting to like hear like the breakdown of like why anime is like so ubiquitous now with American culture, and it's basically mainly because of streaming. Because remember, like back in the day, like you know when I was watching anime, we had to get that shit on tapes, like VHS tapes. And that shit was super hard to come by. And then even when streaming came out, not even streaming, back when you can like download it, it was like finding like a reputable translator. So that was like a huge thing. So I remember like when I used to watch, I used to get Naruto all the time, but I could only get it through.
It's a. Oh, what's the name of the site?
There was a
It's
bunch
the
of
word he
them.
used to say.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's not Isubaki Masu. It's the other one.
It used to be. It's supposed to be translated into believe it, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It was because it was gibberish basically what he was saying.
Yeah.
Ichiban?
No, that's the ramen place. Or
Okay. So
Naruto's catchphrase.
Okay.
I gotta look it up now.
Anyway, I used to watch it on like
Batabayo.
the Tibayo. Yeah, I used to get it on the Tibayo. And then because there was a few other ones too, but they were like way less reliable for like their translations. And then Crunchyroll started coming out, and then because the Tibayo was free.
Yep.
And they would come every now and again. They would take their stuff down because they would get sued. Yep. And then once Crunchyroll started coming out, like they started taking over everything. So I used to hate Crunchyroll because they like really affected like the free anime. But then I grew up and I realized that me getting free anime for like as long as I did was it was fortunate, but also that people deserve to get paid for like their work for translating, and the people that actually make the anime deserve to get paid too. And I pirated enough in my day, so I deserve to pay. And
also Crunchyroll.
Go ahead.
Crunchyroll started getting really good at releasing like literally the next day.
Or the same day. Some of them it's like literally the same fucking day. So like you can't beat that. Like the Tibayo, you had to wait like a day or two, maybe sometimes longer. So yeah.
Yeah, the simulcast stuff is excellent. I'm going to even say this, which is amazing to me. Like you having it the same day with your subtitles, even the dub sometimes is a day or two later. Like it's amazing. Like
and they have it's multiple subtitles now too. It's not just in English. They'll have like 10, 15 different languages, and it's just like right away. And it's just like I think that really contributed to the proliferation of anime fucking everywhere. Yeah,
I will say this. I mean, shout out to fucking just San Diego. You can't go to any mall without seeing like multiple random ass anime shops down here. Like, and I mean like the kind that'll sell sometimes Hello Kitty type gear, and some that'll sell like Naruto headbands and straw hats and shit. Like, there's plenty of them. They all have multiple different names. You know what I mean? But selling everything from stickers to manga and all of that, like it's just fucking everywhere.
I wonder if like one of the reasons why like anime shops here in San Diego are kind of a lot is because of like the military presence, specifically the Marine Corps and the Navy, because they go to there's bases in Japan, and Okinawa, which is in Japan, but yeah.
That could certainly be a definite reason. I think you're probably onto something, Kronos. The other, like, and I don't know this for sure, it's all kind of speculation, but I mean, obviously we're 5-6 miles from the border. Mexico goes fucking hard for anime too. Harder than you would expect if you're not as familiar. Because I work with a lot of people who live in PJ and commute up to San Diego County for work every day.
Isn't that shit wild? Like,
yeah,
that shit is
it's wild to me. Like seeing like a guy who looks like he's part of like an LA gang, Latino American male. He looks like he fucking probably killed a few people, but he's watching Naruto on his phone. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, dude, I got to catch up. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's watching Naruto. One day he watches One Piece the next day. What the fuck is happening?
Yep.
But yeah, it's really crazy.
Bro, you know, there's Costco and TJ. I didn't know that. There's like 2 of them.
Yep.
Maybe I should go there and get some fucking cheaper groceries.
The fact that TJ is bigger in terms of population than San Diego is wild to me.
Yeah, it's a huge city.
Yeah. Like,
Did you guys was it Crunchyroll or was it Funimation where they're raising their prices on their content to like
Crunchyroll will be next month, which yes sucks, and I've kind of gone back and forth on this, but at the same time I'm like, there's so much fucking great content, like Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, you know, obviously I'm gonna still watch my One Piece. They got, you know, new anime on there. Hell's Paradise I haven't watched it. That was one of the nominees for Anime of the Year. There's a bunch of content on there, and every season, like, you know, 4 times a year, there's like brand new fucking shit that has a whole season out, you know, or it's every week there's new episodes of that season. So it might still be worth it, you know, depending if you can swing it, you know. Try to support.
I'm still gonna do it because, like I said, I literally used to have a pirate channel on IRC, and I pirated so much fucking, like, I was like the source of pirated material. So yeah,
get you locked up. So to go back to really quickly, speaking of more Crunchyroll stuff, not more revisiting. So Megan Thee Stallion was a presenter. I guess she presented along with Iman Vellani, the actress who plays Miss Marvel. She's also at the Crunchyroll Awards.
Oh yeah,
she was also a presenter.
She's a big nerd.
So
yeah, that's cool. I love the whole, you know, just Western celebrities appreciating this genre. And then here's the thing, like, those fans worldwide will just become bigger fans of yours. Like, it's a symbiotic relationship. Megan's going to get more fans from just being a weeb, you know?
I'm pretty sure that's why they did it, though. I mean, if you bring Megan Thee Stallion, one of the top hip-hop artists worldwide, at Crunchyroll, I mean, people who don't even watch anime are going to tune in just to see it.
Yep.
Just to see what the fuck's going on. So next year, I need to see Sam Jackson present. That's what I need to see.
He's liked anime for a minute, too.
He's been in it. He literally went on record saying he watches hentai. It's fucking hilarious.
What they need to do is this, though. They need to bring back Afro fucking Samurai. It's been way too goddamn long. Like that. Do you remember how fucking hard that went on Spike TV?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was it?
So that's probably why they can't, because Spike is gone. Spike TV does not exist.
But sell them rights to somebody. Somebody got to revive that shit.
Someone's probably holding on to them rights to get top dollar somewhere. So we'll see. Maybe it ends up on Crunchyroll and Sam Jackson comes back. Who knows?
Folks sleep on how big of a success it was too. Like that shit. It was must-watch fucking TV. You know, every fucking week when it was on. Like they had the movie and then they had the whole episodic aspect of it too.
Yeah, and actually, it was really good, and it was like one of the first like animes. It's an American anime, but it's still like an anime basically. That looked really, really good in HD.
Yeah,
and I would love to see how it looks in like 4K because like the colors they used was like so vivid, especially like the blues and shit. It was fantastic.
Absolutely.
So right now, Afro Samurai is on Hulu.
Nice.
So watch on there.
I'm holding up this is Afro Samurai, I think both seasons. I watched this a long time ago, but at the very bottom corner, this is a Funimation product. This is Funimation Entertainment at the bottom.
Oh shit.
So
damn.
Who knows?
Yeah, man. I'd fucking love to see what the fuck is up. So we'll see.
Yeah, people forget about Spike TV because like Spike TV is what made the UFC big.
Oh, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
The UFC was gonna die until the Ultimate Fighter came out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
I love Spike TV because if they had no other programming, like if they were done like usually on weekends or late night, they play fucking Star Wars. They play all fucking 6 Star Wars at the time there were 6.
Yep.
So they just played them on loop, and every holiday season it would be a Star Wars extravaganza, which they still do today, even though it's not Spike. It's I think TNT does it now, but it's 24 hours of fucking Star Wars.
Yeah.
For like,
That's the reason why I always associate the fucking holiday season with the Star Wars franchise, like movie
they play
franchise.
every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, it'd be fucking Star Wars. It'd be Star Wars just on loop.
Speaking of Spike TV, I mean, because they had the Blaze TV series on there, which was really good. But I saw something earlier. Somebody was trying to. There was a debate. Which black superhero movie had a bigger impact on, I guess, Marvel in general? Was it, I guess, superhero movies? Was it Spawn or was it Blade? Because Spawn came out before Blade.
It was Blade.
So Spawn is not Marvel. Spawn is not.
No, that's why I switched it over to black superhero movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still Blade.
Blade.
Yeah, it's Blade by far. Even though at the time Spawn broke records for visual effects, it still was not didn't have more of an impact. Blade literally saved the MCU. They saved Marvel and Marvel's ability to make movies. So, I think if you look at the numbers, I'm pretty sure Blade made way more money than Spawn did.
Way more. Are you kidding? Spawn. So, Spawn, when it came out, it was not up to snuff. And the thing was, the only thing that saved that movie is that ILM did the effects. Industrial Light and Magic did the effects. So it was like,
oh yeah,
on a whole nother level.
You know what was wild though? Like with Spawn, it had only been a few years since the comic came out. Because remember, the comic came out like the early '90s with Todd McFarlane.
90. What's it? 93? I think 93 and 92, something like that.
Yeah. So it had only been a few years, and don't get me wrong, those were bestsellers and great comics. I fucking loved them. But I mean, you look at how long it took between the late to mid 30s when Superman came out, and then Christopher Reeves in the 70s. Decades and decades. So it was what it was. But yeah, man, Wesley Snipes' Blade, you couldn't get any fucking cooler than that shit. You just couldn't.
Yeah, so Spawn in there, that's domestic gross. I don't know how much the entire gross is, but basically Spawn made $54 million and Blade made $131 million.
Yeah.
And I think and Blade was Blade is worldwide gross, and then I'm trying to find the Spawn worldwide gross. This is domestic gross for them, but I know they didn't make that much money outside. Actually, I can look at the numbers. Let me see.
Yeah.
But Spawn was actually a really expensive movie to make. The budget was $40 million.
Yeah, those effects were cheap. ILM is not cheap to hire.
Okay. So sorry, worldwide is $87 million.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, and I don't know how much did it cost to make.
Their budget was 45 million
for Blade. No, but for Blade though, what was it?
For Blade was their budget was saying 45 million.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, that's what Wikipedia shows, that the budget was 45 million.
Shit, but Blade was a motherfucking hit though, man.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me you weren't looking at the fucking mall trying to find those goddamn Blade sunglasses.
Dude, I had them
after watching that shit.
I fucking bought them. They were Oakley's Michael Fly.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to them. I think my ex didn't like me wearing them and threw them away or something like that, because I wear those things day or night.
Yeah.
I was Blade.
I'll tell you this. Blade, everybody always talks about Marvel and rightly so, how it saved Marvel. You know what else it helped save? Some of the fucking early house EDM scene, in terms of it made it even more popular after that fucking movie. After that Blood Rave and shit. Folks was like, oh yeah, now I know who wasn't it the Chemical Brothers on there? Who else was
there? There was
on
a bunch of them, yeah. There was a bunch.
Everybody that was pioneering the underground Chicago style or early. So back then it was techno.
Yeah, I was super in. Well, it was a mix of. That was the thing, is that it was a mix of EDM and rappers
And rap.
on the same album. So yeah, so it had I remember it Mystical was on one of them.
Yeah,
there you
Mystical
go.
on there.
Yeah.
The song Edge of the Blade.
Yeah, I remember all of these fucking songs. And then
they had a bunch of them. So they had a compliment album. It was called Loud Rocks. What it was rock bands. They had two. It was two albums. One album was the EDM album. The other one was rappers with popular rock bands, and they had like their whole fucking list of music that was on there. Most of it was in Blade. It was fucking crazy because like you had Wu-Tang Clan with what the fuck? Who was it? Fucking who band that did Chop Suey?
Oh, System of
System
a
of a
Down.
Down. Yeah.
Yes, there you go. So they performed Wu-Tang Clan Shame.
Mhm,
So
I know that one. Yeah.
That was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a crazy ass track. And like Mystical's on there. I think Mystical's on there with like some other. And then like one of the more popular ones, obviously Public Enemy with Anthrax.
That was good.
That was a huge track back in the day. So that was on that album. It was wild shit.
What was that movie that had another one? It was like EDM. Oh no, it was Spawn. You're talking about the Spawn soundtrack. Yeah. It was like rock bands and EDM.
Mm-hmm.
So
I kind of feel like Blade and Spawn had similar formulas, just that one was more successful than the other.
Yeah, but Blade had its actual really good story. Spawn fell apart halfway through.
I still like Spawn, but I think one of the main things though is that at the time nobody knew who the fuck Michael Jai White was, and everybody knew who the fuck,
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley
True,
Snipes,
but
yeah.
I mean, if you watch the story, if you watch the movie, like being a Spawn fan, they tease Angela, but they don't use her.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Wynn, like Martin Sheen as Wynn was kind of like it felt like a miscast. Like it felt like that wasn't right. And then like I know a lot of people they didn't like John Leguizamo being casted as the Violator, but when you watch the movie, he's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
like for me, he made the movie. He basically kind of upstaged Michael Jai White. Even though Michael Jai White was a veteran actor, nobody knew who the fuck he was. No one knew who the fuck he was. He was in a ton of shit, but no one knew who he was. But everyone knows who he is now. He's fucking Black Dynamite. So.
Which we need a sequel.
Yeah.
We needed 4 of those.
Well,
what the fuck?
We're getting like a Western version of him though. What was it called? There's like a movie coming out where it's like a Western guy doing shit like that.
Oh yeah. I saw that. It's like, isn't it like his great grandfather or some bullshit like that?
I don't know, but he's really funny. He's probably one of the he's one of the most underrated like action stars really of our time.
Yeah,
and he doesn't hardly ever get any work. I'm pretty sure it's for certain reasons because.
He gets a lot of work. The thing is, he's in stuff that's like.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't get like AAA,
correct? Because he gets like B+ stuff.
Well, it's like what happened to Terry Crews. Like Terry Crews got sexually assaulted by somebody in front of people and really didn't do anything. If you did that shit to Michael Jai White, he'd probably fucking kill you.
Yeah, he'd probably choke you out.
Ain't no probably about it. Yeah. You're gonna have a bad day.
The Western movie you're talking about with Jamal in is it's called Outlaw Johnny Black, and it is a spiritual sequel to Black Dynamite.
There we go.
There we go.
When is it coming out?
It says it came out in 2003.
Wait, what?
The fuck?
See, this is like
it came out. It says it was released September 15th, 2023.
Burying this dude's work.
23, so a year ago. Yeah. So I mean, if you go back and look at like the body of work that Michael Jai White brought to the screen the Bronze Tiger. So he's been the Bronze Tiger in the Arrowverse, but he also voices the Bronze Tiger in like the Batman Soul of the Dragon. He came back to the Bronze Tiger.
Even the Flash.
He shows up in the Arrowverse. So Arrow and the Flash, same fucking shit. So and then like there's an old Busta Rhymes fucking music video where fucking Michael Jai White's like the Don. And like he asked Busta to watch over his girl while he like leaves the city. He's gotta take care of business. I'm like, holy shit, that's Michael Jai White. Like I've seen this video 1,000 times, like probably 1,000 times. Never knew that was him in this fucking video.
Never forget though, with Michael Jai White though, whenever you're talking about DC, he got his start in The Dark Knight.
Oh, that's right. When homie did that magic trick.
No, because he's in the Arrowverse before the Dark Knight.
No, the Dark Knight was way before, dude.
Dark Knight
was 08.
Oh yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he played one of the gangsters who's like,
yep.
Kill this fool.
He's in the scene where they do the pencil trick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's literally in the first 10 minutes.
Yep.
So you can watch Outlaw Johnny Black on Amazon, but you have to pay to rent it. It's $5.99 to rent and $20 to own it. I'm gonna watch this. Should be good.
Good lord.
It's got 4.5 stars. So
Hey, make it happen, man. Make it.
I'm gonna watch it. And I'm gonna do a review.
Good fucking
yeah.
shit.
I got a bunch of reviews. So over the weekend, or no, not the weekend, Monday, I saw Dune Part 2, and holy shit.
Oh yeah,
that shit was fucking.
Wait,
that
did
shit
you get the
was some
popcorn box?
crazy shit. No, I didn't get the fucking popcorn box.
Hi.
So
I like
one,
getting popcorn.
it's only available at AMC, and I went to a different chain, so no, I'm not getting the suck your soul popcorn box with your fucking extra butter popcorn bullshit. I ain't doing that shit. Fuck that. But I saw the film, and it's like fucking 2 hours and like 40 minutes or some shit. A lot of fucking content. And like the way the movie's shot is very similar to part 1. It just has more. It's just a different plot. We see the Emperor or whatnot because they teased him a lot in the first one. But there's a lot of shit that happens in the movie. I know the Dune universe is very weird, at least to me, but the way that the director explains to the common folk, it comes together in like pretty easy to digest like fashion. Like he gives it to you in a nice digestible meal instead of like the whole fucking thing on a plate. And he does an excellent job of storytelling, the continued story of Paul Atreides, and like it's a good fucking film. Like definitely a great film. Already probably I would say up there for movie of the year for already. It's coming out the gate. It's a really good fucking film. The way that he does the religion aspect, he doesn't beat you over the head, but he shows that these people are devoted. The way that time is kind of like jumped around because the way that the character is, the spice lets him experience both the future and the past while being in the present, but he does it in a way it doesn't mess you up. And like you're able to stay on the story and not be jarred by like weird I guess transitions. I guess there you go. That's the best way to say it.
Yeah, they got trans people in it.
Probably. I mean, there's a couple characters that could be. I mean, they're mostly in the sand. It's got really great action. It's got some pretty interesting effects. It's got some gross out stuff. It pretty much sets up a third film at the end. I was like, what the fuck? Because there are characters that are introduced very briefly where you're like, oh shit, they're probably going to be in the next one.
Well, I mean, it's a book series, so it definitely doesn't stop at that one.
No, it doesn't. The thing was that according to the director, it's only the second half of the first book. So I was like, oh, that's a lot of content there. And like it sets up the beginning of the third book or the second book with this movie. There you go.
Yeah, it's a good book. I think I read the first one. So yeah. They're thick. So
yeah, they're very thick. There's a lot of political, religious, economic shit in there. A lot of stuff, and that's in the movie, but it doesn't beat you over the head with it. He does it enough to convey the story. He doesn't go too deep where you're lost in like nomenclature. He gives you a full story, the plight of Paul Atreides and what he's up against and what he's afraid of. I think that comes across really well in this film.
Was the first movie, was it released directly to HBO Max or was it?
It was both. It was in the theater and HBO Max like same day.
Because it was like 2001, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like early 2001 or late 2001, something like that.
Yeah. So still pandemic for most people.
Yes, very much so. So we risked it. We went in. We had to sit apart. We had to sit one seat apart when we went to watch in the theater. So.
Oh, you went to the first one?
Yeah, I saw the first one. We risked it. We had our masks and stuff. Went in with gloves and shit. So, but this one, I went to. The theater was packed. It was a packed theater on a Monday. On a Monday, this theater was fucking packed, and this the theater has 2 floors, so it was just a really good film. I highly recommend. I don't want to go too much into the plot. I mean, I understand it's a book. Yes, it's been kind of done in Children of Dune back in when Sci-Fi put their TV series out, but still, the way that this is put together is excellently done.
I saw this one video where this guy he went to a movie and he goes to the concession stand. He's all, let me get that Dune box popcorn. There's no popcorn and extra butter. It's like, what the?
They're calling it the Dussy.
Oh god dang! Yeah.
So
it was,
help me out. I haven't seen Dune 1 all the way through. I like started it and this is no shade to the music.
It's a long movie, so
It's long.
Yeah, I fell asleep, but I was probably really tired when I like started it. It's still I know sci-fi, but does it take place mostly on that same planet, that deserty planet?
Yeah.
No, 100% on the same planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I don't, it was funny because I really liked the original movie, but the recent one that came out, like the remake, it makes the first one look stupid. Like it really does. It looks like what are you doing here?
Does.
Yeah,
it might does.
They might as well be using fucking sock puppets. You know?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, but the way that Denis, I believe his last name pronounced Villeneuve, the way he does this with such craftsmanship. This should be a blockbuster. Apparently, the pre-sales outsold the first movie already.
Oh wow!
God damn.
So I'm just like fuck, and when you watch it, you see why it's a good fucking film. Even if you're not a fan of sci-fi, this is definitely worth watching. Like my cousin, he's seen the first movie, he watched this, and he's like, I want to read the books now. That's how like enthralled he was with this film. He wanted to read all the books. I'm like, dude, go to the library, rent the books. You can get the books from your fucking local library and just read it all. I mean, this is he was so enthralled with this. It's really good.
It's a good time to be alive if you're if you're a book lover like I am for like sci-fi and shit like that, because what's interesting to me, Dune being so successful today, is that it's a really interesting combination of hardcore science fiction, super political, and also the religious aspect of it. Even though it's like it's not a real religion, but it's really part of the story. So like those three components like really mixing well. And the fact that it really shows that the director really knows how to direct to make that all gel and work for an audience today. It's fantastic. What also is another really good sign about science fiction in general is seeing that more sci-fi books that I've already read are coming out, like being in shows or in movies. So you already know Foundation, which I have to bite the bullet and just buy it on fucking Apple, whatever, which is one of the best sci-fi books of all time. Is by Robert A. Heinlein, which is one of the best sci-fi authors of all time. And they also picked up Neuromancer, which is another one of the greatest sci-fi books of all time. It's by, I think it's something Gibson. I think he's a black dude. I'm pretty sure he is.
So Gibson, he wrote an episode of the X-Files.
Yeah. So he's also... So Cyberpunk 2077, that's based on Neuromancer. So he basically invented Cyberpunk.
Nice.
And so when you look at like The Matrix is literally an idea in the book. So they like literally jack in to The Matrix, and I think it's even called the fucking Matrix. And
Damn.
so like they took that whole idea and made it into a movie. And like when you get to see like the show, hopefully it gets a really good budget and a really good director, because it's a fantastic story.
Yeah, good shit. I'm gonna dip my toe in. I'll see what's up with Dune. Try to.
Yeah, it's on. I think it's on Hulu, Max, and
I saw
probably
it was
Netflix.
on Netflix. I think it's still on Netflix.
Yeah. It said it was leaving soon.
Sorry, it's not a black guy. Sorry, William Gibson is not a black guy. My bad.
Okay, yeah.
He's like the whitest fucking white dude.
I know who you're thinking about though. It's not Gibson. It's the other guy.
He's American. Yeah, he's American Canadian. So he's two kinds of white, but also European. So there you go.
It's like that white guy who sings the Patti LaBelle.
Jeez, that's wild shit. Anyway, Dune. If you've seen the first one, watch it. It's on almost everything streaming right now. And then
what was I thinking of?
And then fucking I know who you're thinking of. He's the black dude with the big afro.
Yeah, that's like. But he's not the guy.
I forgot his name. But I believe
W. Kamau Bell.
Oh, he made the. I think it's a tabletop game.
Okay.
Yes. Oh shit. Anyway, before I move on, yeah, watch Dune 1. Watch in the comfort of your home because it's there, and then go to the theater literally the next day to watch Dune Part 2.
Yes, Mike.
It's fucking worth it.
Mike Pondsmith. Let me give him his actual due. He's
There
the
we go.
guy who made the role playing game Cyberpunk, and that's what Cyberpunk 2077 is based on. Not the fucking book
Nice.
Neuromancer, but Neuromancer is the start of Cyberpunk. So
Good shit. No, I mean it's important to get the history right, but yeah, I mean, I'm all in favor of this sci-fi, man. Let's go. I'm gonna watch some Dune. You say it's
I'm
good,
in
right?
favor of good sci-fi, and this is probably definitely some of the top you'll see. The only thing I have a slight caveat: he directed one of the sci-fi movies that everybody else loves that I despise, and that was Arrival. I did not like Arrival at all, and he directed that, and that was up for Academy Awards.
That's the
Okay.
one with like that black spear looking thing, right? And then like aliens could
It's like a
communicate
giant,
to
it's basically a giant rock. It's a giant rock, and then it has Amy Adams and
yeah.
Forrest Whitaker and I think Jeremy Renner. I think no,
Okay.
something like that. I mean, I wasn't too impressed with that movie. I don't know, but Dune Part 1 and Part 2, they're excellent sci-fi films. Probably the best we're going to see for a while. Like I like the creator, but this blows the creator out of the water.
Nice.
It's fucking amazing.
I need to watch that one. I haven't watched The Creator yet, and I know it's on.
Yeah, we saw it in the theater. My cousin really wants to see it.
It's on Netflix, right?
It's pretty
It's on
good.
something.
I think it's on Hulu or Amazon or some shit right now.
Yeah, so I'll pop up. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's worth a watch. Definitely, watch it at least. I do like John David Washington, but the problem is I felt like it's been kind of done before, so it wasn't like awe-inspiring. But Dune, like even though the story is fucking old as fuck, the story came out in 1959, but it feels fucking fresh. the way this was
59?
told.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the book is old. The original Dune book came out in 59.
Yeah, even the
That's why
movie.
it's been adapted.
The movie
Yeah.
came out before Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, and honestly, when you watch the old Dune movies, for the time, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But black and white looked amazing back in fucking 1920. So
I mean, for sure, moving pictures were
Yeah.
amazing.
Dude, it's funny. I actually,
Back in my day.
I finished listening to the audiobooks for Jurassic Park, which is really freaking good. The audiobook is probably, it's I would top tier, like easily. And so after I got done reading the audiobook, I went and watched the movie, and like I remember when Jurassic Park came out, like the scenes with dinosaurs, like holy shit, like that looks real as hell. Watching now, you're like, that looks fake as fuck. And like when Jurassic Park came out, it was like cutting edge too, because like they were able to get like the whole like the motion of the animals of the dinosaurs running, like getting it to look legit, because like there's this whole like motion blur when an object is moving, where using like stop animation or some other kind of animation, like it's always crisp. There's never a blur.
Yeah.
And I was watching I was listening to Stuff You Should Know, and they were talking about it, I believe. But yeah, just watching it now, it's like, man, this is not good. Especially if you're watching like with like on your HD TV, it's like, yeah, this isn't great at all. And like the acting, it's like, oh god, the acting's kind of bad. But back then, it was like amazing. Like, ooh, that dinosaur roar, like
It's kind of amazing, like how many movies look good in 4K, and ones that don't. Like
Yeah.
we were watching Willy Wonka the other day. Honestly,
The original one?
Yeah, the original one. It looked really good in 4K. I was amazed.
Nice.
And then we were watching it, and I was like, I bet you that Gene Wilder is probably like not that old in this. And sure enough, when he made that movie, he was fucking 36.
Yeah.
And he looks older than all of us on this podcast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe combined. So
Yeah, maybe. So quick correction: the original Dune, the first movie, came out after Star Wars was done. It came out in '84. So there was a TV movie that was supposed to come out in the '70s, but it got scrapped because it was over budget, and the director was fighting with the studio about the film. So but the 1984 movie, back then that was a huge deal because of this, the one for TV failed. David Lynch took over the reins to do this movie, and he was a fairly notarized kind of director. But back then, they had big star. I mean, they're not. I don't want to say they're not big stars. They're not as household names now, but as they were then. Like you had Kyle MacLachlan, Virginia Madsen, Brad Dourif. They were all kind of big back in the 80s. Even Patrick Stewart
Yeah.
and Dean Stockwell.
He looks almost the same back then as he does now.
Yeah,
He's just a little skinnier.
It's hair in the movie.
Yeah.
He has he has a tail. He's like a fucking.
Well, yeah, but he still has a huge bald spot. Like he's.
Yeah.
No. The rest of his bald except for the fucking tail in the back. That's all he's got. Oh, and Sting. Sting is in it.
Sting's in it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The fade.
Yeah. So it was a crazy fucking movie, but the two Dunes here apparently are more accurately like represent the book.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's been done very well. Like I'm really glad that because this sci-fi like this came out of the theater and fucking sucked. We wouldn't see anything for like a while in the theater. We'd see it all on streaming. But now we're seeing shit like this. We're probably going to see some crazy shit later on in the next coming years.
Well, sci-fi has been really on the up and up for a long time now. We've really been spoiled with a lot of really good sci-fi and honestly comic book movies too. But I think comic book movies are kind of on the comic book everything is kind of on the decline right now because it's been kind of oversaturated. And we've seen, even though I don't mind, but I know other folks do, but like seeing shows like, The Expanse, which is also based on a book series, was fantastic. The latest iterations of Star Trek have been fantastic. Like I said, you had Foundation, all these other movies and shows. Yeah. So people what's weird is like these are all based upon like previous works. Like there is very few like original works, sci-fi, anything, right? Or anything near that, like fantasy at all. Like it's all like previous shit or based upon something else. Kind of sad. So hopefully somebody will do some Mr. Robot shit for sci-fi.
Hey, I know I'm in the tiny minority, but I would still like to see another Stargate series come back.
Oh no, that'd be great. Yeah. Oh, remember what was the one where they were stuck in that one ship? And
Stargate Universe.
Yeah, that was so good. They're trying to like fix the ship while they're just like stuck on it. Yeah,
dude, I fucking loved Stargate Universe. They only had like 1 or 2 seasons, but that shit went hard.
Well, I think the reason why there's only 1 or 2 seasons is because when that show came out, Battlestar Galactica was like everything, right? It was around the same time.
Yeah.
Battlestar
was one of those shows. I remember. That's how me and Prodigy really bonded because he kept talking. You need to watch this. You need to watch. I'm all, dude. It's on Sci-Fi.
It's so good.
You don't understand. And then like I'm reading trades about how good Battlestar was, but it kept getting shafted. Like it wasn't nominated for Emmys. Yeah. Like all these critics were saying this needs to be nominated. Like why is this nominated? Like the story was great, the acting was great, and it was not getting its flowers.
It was brilliant. And full disclosure, I watched it after it had its final episode. I went back to the beginning and started watching it. So I was not watching it like live or whatever. The problem was it was on Sci-Fi Channel, and Sci-Fi Channel had this shit tier reputation
at the time.
At the time for putting out nothing but fucking bullshit, like literally pterodactyl versus gorilla,
Sharknado.
Sharknado, like sea level Sharknado quality. You know what I mean? Like not even at Sharknado's quality. And so a lot of people didn't even try it, but it kept getting this great buzz, especially the final fucking season. Like that's what convinced me. I was like, well, why is everybody talking about this show being so great? Let me go back and start watching it from the beginning. And I was like, holy shit. The Cylons were created by man. They feel like us.
Didn't Sci-Fi Channel turn into Spike TV? Or
no. Sci-Fi's still on.
Still running.
They rebranded, but yeah, they're still running around. That show I started watching that back when I was in Iraq because I had, even though I was working there, you could still you could watch TV like during your shift because we worked like crazy long shifts, like 12 hours. So it was okay as long as like you had some downtime. And so I ran through a whole bunch of shows like Dexter, fucking Oz, all kinds of shows. And BSG was one of them. I was just like, this is like one of the greatest, at the time, it was like the greatest sci-fi show of all fucking time for me. It was amazing because they brought in like so many different elements of like humanity into that show. Like you had fucking spies, you had, robots, you had crazy epic creatures, battles. Yeah, you had all kind of crazy shit. It was fucking, there was nothing like it on up until that point. Well, except for like the old show, but I think the old show, I don't even know if it was on that level. So
Nah,
No.
it wasn't. It wasn't. But the other thing too is, remember I think the actors strike happened like maybe right after it ended or something like that, and then NBC, because they were desperate, started playing on like network show or network television the original episodes of BSG, and some people that was their first exposure because they didn't either have sci-fi or give a fuck about it, and they were like, "What the fuck is this?" You know, so that helped it as well.
oh yes, so yeah, like BSG came out. Yeah, so it came out in 2004. So yeah, I definitely didn't watch it when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So it came. I started watching it. I think it was the final season, 2009. Yeah.
Yep.
But like the cast in this show, like this is where most people like was introduced to Katie Stackhoff.
Yep.
Sorry,
100%.
Sackhoff. Yeah. Edward James Olmos was in there, which is like total like weird casting, but he was fantastic. Trisha Helfer was in it. There was like a whole Grace Park. It was like the cast of people that were in that show was amazing, and like a lot of them, like that was like their starting off point, you know.
Yep.
Oh yeah. And it's crazy because a lot of them branched out like into like crazy shit. Like Trisha Helfer became like this like huge like sex pot, and like she's in like a bunch of shit. Katie Sackhoff is all the way up until the Mandalorian. She was in the final season of 24. She was in Riggs movies. She started doing hella shit.
Forgot that Lucy Lawless was in that too.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Fucking
right.
Xena was in it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy. Crazy shit. And then the guy who played Gaius Baltar, he ended up doing like movies and shit too. So
yeah. That shit went hard. That shit went so fucking.
Wasn't Starkiller in that too? What was the guy's name?
Oh, he was. Oh,
yeah.
Sam Witwer. He was. He's like a recruit in that shit.
Yeah.
And then he went on to do the American version of that vampire show. Fuck, Almost Human, I think.
Yeah.
Or All Human, something like. I think it's Almost Human, where he plays a vampire, which was a super popular show. Even though I didn't watch it, but Sam Witwer, he put in that work.
Oh, that's the guy that he does the face thingy for Death Killer, right? From the
Star Killer.
Star Wars Unleashed.
Star Killer.
Star Killer, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was almost being human, almost human. Because like they live in the house with the guy in the house with a werewolf and a ghost girl.
Yeah, you're right. Because Being Human,
I love that show.
it was a werewolf, the vampire, and like
a ghost.
one other creature. Was it a ghost?
It was a ghost.
Okay.
Yeah, the girl was a ghost.
And then Almost Human was it was a sci-fi show.
Yeah.
So the girl on that show, her brother played Brainiac in Supergirl.
There you go.
Oh shit.
That's their sibling,
yeah,
and they
twins.
both have cameos.
Yeah, because they're twins. Because they're known to be in the same show together. And like in Supergirl, she shows up in one of the episodes.
Yeah, she comes from the future.
She's a future version. She's like a version of him. I'm like, dude, she looks just like him. I'm like, oh, that's his twin sister.
Being Human is such a great show.
They tried to keep BSG going with Caprica, but that just didn't quite work as well.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
And apparently there was a prequel series that ended up on like YouTube, I think. There's like some prequel shit that happened. I don't know what happened to it, but apparently they filmed like either a full season or half the season.
Well, I think Caprica was prequel shit.
No. So the other prequel shit, it was like it was when Adama was a Marine. And it shows like when he fought the Cylons, or it's like when they first meet the Cylons or some shit. So it was like a prequel to the very beginning of Battlestar, like how he earned his stripes kind of shit. And I think I believe it's on YouTube Red, but I'm not 100% anymore.
All right.
Who knows where it is now?
I can't take YouTube Red seriously because it reminds me of RedTube.
Yes. Branding misstep. Yeah.
Yeah, that just don't work. All right, you guys want to wrap it? Because we're getting a little.
We're getting a little late.
All right, Blue, what you got popping this week? God damn it.
Let's see. I finished watching Blue Eye Samurai. Great freaking show. Kind of spoiled it last week or last time I was on the podcast, but Hey, it's an old show.
So, and
Uh,
also,
yeah. I started watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which I
Hmm.
thought was gonna be kind of bad, but it's actually really good. And it's funny because it's listed as a comedy, but it's
Hmm.
like I thought it would be like a drama spy, I guess just drama. But it is pretty funny in certain scenes, especially the scene where they're in the hotel room and there's a sound and they like wake up thinking somebody's breaking
yeah,
into the house,
that shit
into
was
their
hilarious.
thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm watching that. I started watching something else. Oh, I can't think of the damn show. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out that anime that you guys talked about, the
Ninja
ninja
Kamui.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's on Hulu, so I'm gonna try to watch. Oh, actually, it's on Hulu and Max, so I'm gonna check it out on Max. So I'm pretty sure it's probably better on there. But the other than that, next week I'm not. Wait, I'm not sure if I'll be on a podcast next week or not. But I am going to be making a trip down to San Diego coming up soon, so I'll be able to hang out with some of the podcast members and doing stuff with my family while we're down there. But I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Hell yeah.
Going to Legoland.
There you go. It'll be fun, man. Kronos, what you got?
I told you motherfuckers to watch Brother Son. I don't think anybody did. And now guess what? It got
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
canceled. So thanks a lot, assholes.
Sorry,
Motherfuckers didn't watch it. Still watch it
No,
though.
I didn't watch
It's a great show.
I'm gonna
So
watch it.
check it
I'm
out.
gonna
It's definitely worth watching. I feel like Michelle Yeoh keeps getting fucked by American audiences. So
watch it.
No, but she keeps getting work, and I'm waiting for her Star Trek movie. That's what I'm waiting for. And they
Yeah.
already teased some behind the scenes shit already. It got me all flustered.
That's the gangster one, right? Where her family's like an Asian mobster.
yeah, Triad. Other than that, unfortunately, Kay got laid off. So podcast members know, but it kind of sucks because we just bought a house and it's not cheap. So we're not in immediate danger, but yeah, it just sucks. Like, wasn't even like a 2-week notice. It was like immediate. She was like in the middle of work and she had a one-on-one with the boss and they let her go. I'm just like, that's why my intro was just like, corporations don't give a fuck about you. So their whole point is to make as much money as possible, and fuck the people. So yeah, that's it's if it happens to you, I know it's happened to Blue. It's happened to me before. Shit, Blue was there when it happened to me. We're watching a fucking movie. I got laid off.
District 9.
Yeah.
Remember the
We're up in like Santa Rosa or some shit. Fucking
Yeah.
crazy. So
Oh, far. Good lord.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, just keep that in mind if you're a younger listener. Even if you're an older listener, if you have a career, try and stay on your toes about that. Have an exit plan if you think that you might be on the cutting block. Fucking pull that fucking parachute. Get the fuck out of there. Find something new.
Trust your gut feeling.
Yeah.
You have a feeling like things aren't looking good. Like a lot of times the signs will be there. Like my team was like a lot of people on my team started like finding new jobs. I'm like, where's everybody going? So
Yeah. Kay had a feeling, and I was like, you're doing work. You seem to be doing all right. And then, yeah, anyway. I look forward to seeing Blue. Is it this weekend? Next weekend? Next weekend, right?
next weekend.
Okay.
Coming up, yeah.
Yeah.
The St. Patrick's weekend.
Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing you again. So
Gotta get some beers.
Hell yeah, I ain't seen Blue in a minute. So that'll be
yeah,
nice.
yes, we do have to go to Stone. It's a very nice place. It's actually really cool for kids too, because
Yeah.
there's plenty.
I want to go
of
to the one with the beer garden, because there's two of them, right? Like,
Yeah,
there's
the-
one that's like a restaurant, and the other one's like a beer garden.
Yeah, the one with the beer garden is like, it's closer to Carlsbad. So
Gorgeous location. Kronos is not lying. We went there as a big, nice family kind of gathering, and everybody had fun. And
yeah,
good food.
yeah.
Stone was my gateway to having good beer.
There
That's all
you
I can
go.
remember, like,
Blue or Old Ninja, what you got?
So much to I don't want to say the surprise, but I guess the delight of Prodigy, Modern Warfare 3 updated today with new zombie content, and I'm gonna probably check it out probably tonight a little bit. Also, Destiny updated with their new summer games event. I haven't played Destiny in like months, maybe. They give you basically Silver Surfer's fucking board. You can basically fly around in it and do tricks.
Oh,
and shit,
yeah,
like
I saw that,
grind and shit. Yeah, it's super easy to get. You don't have to. You literally play 2 matches of anything, and they just give it to you. Like you don't have to
Nice.
like grind for it. They just give it to you. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty fun. You can do a bunch of shit. You can grind. You can do tricks on it. I was like, what the fuck? This is fucking awesome. So I'm probably gonna be doing some of that. Some of the community's been asking to like game on that. Also, I never finished Jessica Jones season 3. I never even started it actually.
Oh.
So I started it last week, and I'm like halfway through. So I've been doing like I call it my first watch. I've been like posting on Twitter like or the platform formerly known as Twitter, like they used to do.
It's still called Twitter.
Uh,
if you go to twitter.com, where the fuck it takes you?
I know, I already know, but still.
But X gonna give it to you.
Also, what was the other thing? I noticed that Blue was talking about he's going to San Diego soon. It's like weird because I haven't seen Blue since the pandemic, and he lives the closest to me out of probably everybody. Even Stitch. Stitch probably lives farther than Blue does.
I was gonna say
I've
that's
seen
a
Stitch before I've seen Blue.
He was only there for opening gala. That's right.
Yeah, but I still
You
saw
weren't
him. I saw Prodigy when I went down to San Diego in June. I saw Cronus literally 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I still haven't seen Blue. Blue lives
what the
like
hell?
4 exits from me,
Damn.
so we have to fix that. Blue, we got to do something about that. But still, but yeah, just me gaming. If you haven't seen Dune Part 2, go see it. It's an excellent movie. You're doing yourself a disservice by not watching it. Watch both movies. Watch the first one on streaming, then go out and watch Dune 2. There you go.
Good shit. Me, I'm gonna finish off Delicious in Dungeon because that shit is hilarious and I fucking love that anime. And I am going to bring Democracy to some motherfucking bugs all goddamn
Oh, shit.
weekend.
You haven't even
Shout out
talked
to
about that.
Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
I finally picked it up. It was only $40. I do enjoy it. I love the co-op. I love the shooting, bang banging. Really, really good so far, but I'm still getting used to it. So I'll give like a better review next week. But it is Starship Troopers as a video game.
Yeah.
Ain't no
I
doubt about it.
mean, that's what everybody says. So.
Yeah,
sure.
so for real, right on with that. Take us on out, old ninja.
Oh shit, I forgot. Fucking final season of Bad Batch and Halo. New episode tomorrow. Anyway, you just experienced Black and Bat Times Infinity. The dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere at BThanBTI. That's BTHANBTI. Anywhere you consume your podcast. If you're listening to us via audio, know that we go live every Wednesday, 8:30 Pacific-ish. Wednesday on YouTube, where you can watch us live and interact and whatnot. Check out our official website, BitHeadProduction.com/BThanBTI, and then you can email us at BThanBTI@gmail.com if you have questions or whatnot, or if you want to join our Discord server because we have one of those, email us, let us know you want to join. We'll give you the deets if you hit us up. There you go.
Ski.
Justice League kills the Suicide Squad kills Justice League is actually a decent game in the end game.
Yeah. Oh shit.
We'll talk about next week. What's up?
Yeah. So they're dropping the Joker.
Yeah.
Like, they're already teased. There's a big ass like tease. Like literally, I think he's out probably tomorrow.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about it next week.
Next week. Yeah.
I was surprised at the end. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're out this bitch. Peace.